34 by 10, 23, that's the morning low temperature, 40, that's all she wrote for tomorrow afternoon. Just a reminder, it was 67 yesterday. Okay, so here we go through time. There's that Tuesday thing again. The 80% chance we get through the day dry. And if anything happens, it won't be very much, the way it looks right now. And then as we get to Thursday, we start to warm back up. But as that happens, the wind picks back up, so the fire danger goes back up. You can't win. And then next weekend, more cold air moves back in. You notice the lack of precipitation on there. And that's the thing. We're so dry. Anytime that wind starts to kick up, the fire danger's up. Unless it's windy and rainy at the same time, anytime that wind gets 10, 15, 20, 25 miles per hour, that fire danger's just going to start to soar again.
And really, in the afternoon, you can kind of look out across the horizon and see a couple of those wildfires.
Yeah, you've been able to see the smoke, so hopefully we can just get some good rains. But this is a tough time of year to have that happen.
Just be careful out there. Thank you, Andy. Caden McFarland joining us now. The Sooners in Big D tonight playing for a Big 12 championship.
Yeah, taking on Nebraska one more time. One for the road. The Cornhuskers going to the Big 10 next year, so a fitting finish to the Big 12. Well, conference rivals for 90 years, Oklahoma and Nebraska have combined to win at least a share of 81 conference championships. Number 82 is up for grabs tonight. Big Al and Shaq in Arlington with a preview, fellas.
Caden, thank you very much, and hello, my friends. Welcome to the final, the last kaput end of the Big 12 championship game as we know it. OU Nebraska. Now, Shaq, I'm curious as to whether or not this game fits into that 70s, the Sooner Magic, the 1980s great games of this series. Do you think it does?
I'm not sure that we can put it into that category, but it's still a big game. Back in the day when this game was played, oftentimes it decided who went to the Orange Bowl and played for the national championship. This year, a BCS game's on the line. That's a several million-dollar game for the winner of this one.
Now, the only history that Landry Jones is worrying about with this ball game was last year, 5 interceptions for the OU quarterback. He didn't have a very good game, to say the least. But right now, folks are wondering whether or not Jones can handle Nebraska's pressure this year.
Oh, it's not even comparable, but I think the big reason is not only Landry's mindset, his experience. I think more than that, it's also a year ago he wasn't supported very well.
You know, he's a different football. Landry's a different football player now than he was at that time. They're a different offense. We're different defensively.
So I guess you figured out, I think the key to the ball game is whether or not Landry Jones can play like an experienced quarterback. I know, Shaq, you have other subjects you want to deal with as well.
Yeah, talk about the history of this game. Last year, it was Nebraska that played in this game. They lost to Texas in a great ball game. Nebraska still kind of bent that they lost that game. OU kind of bent that they weren't in the game.
Last year was last year. We've played a lot of games since then. It's not like we haven't been in any. We were in the 3 prior championships, and won all 3 of them.
As we listen to the Nebraska fight song behind us, OU fans are wondering whether or not we'll hear Boomer Sooner at the end of this thing. I like Oklahoma, but I think it's going to be close, 4 to 6 points, Jack.
I like the Sooners by 10. I think they're playing really good. They've really come on the last few games.
We shall see tonight at 10. Reporting from Dallas Cowboys Stadium with Jason Shackelford. Al Jerkins, 2 News, works for U Sports.
So we've got a couple of homers. Shaq and Al both going with OU. Fellas, thank you much. 2 of college football's great programs here. You see the all-time numbers, both with more than 800 wins, both more than 40 league titles, bunch of national championships, and Heisman Trophy winners as well. Conference